All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Tough loss tonight. They were so close to 8 straight. But hey, when you play the Milwaukee Bucks, when you play the defending champs, I don't even think I need to explain. I mean, we played the defending champs. So the Rockets, they lost 114 to 123 tonight. But man, oh man, the first 3 quarters of the game, I mean, they weren't flawless, they weren't perfect, but they were the better team. I mean, they never let their foot off the gas pedal. Maybe a little bit there at the end of the second quarter when they had like a 10-point lead. And I mean, the Bucks might have even gotten it to tied but it was like a 2-4 point game at the most. They kept their foot on the gas until the fourth quarter, and things just were not working out. I mean, you could really tell anytime you had like Jae'Sean Tate or Alfred Sengun there in that fourth quarter. I mean, Giannis pretty much just picked them apart. Giannis had a phenomenal basketball game, and like I said, I mean, when you play the defending champions Milwaukee Bucks, they're going to give it their all. They're a very, very talented team, and the Rockets were not favored. They were not expected to win this game, but I think when you really boil it down, I mean, they scored 42 points in the second quarter. They had the lead going into the fourth quarter. Like, the foundation is there. I think it's clear now that the 15-game losing streak was it was ridiculous. I mean, it should never happen again. It really, in my opinion, regardless of your talent, regardless of your roster, you should never lose 15 straight basketball games. But the resilience, the heart, the tenacity that the Rockets showed in that 7-game winning streak, that was awesome. And, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I said this like 2 weeks ago, actually, when the Rockets had just lost their 15th straight game. I would say this in my videos. I have a couple tweets about it. Like, the Rockets, they will finish the season with 20 wins. They will finish the month of December with at least 7. And I mean, the 20 wins hasn't come true yet, but I mean, the Rockets right now are at 8 wins. They're only realistically, they're only a couple of games out of the play-in tournament. Now, I don't think any teams would necessarily be afraid of the Rockets, whether it's the regular season, but especially the playoffs, unless they were to rattle off like 15 straight wins, 10 straight wins, something like that. But it's pretty clear, it should be pretty clear now that the Rockets, they're not an easy win. I mean, just 2-3 weeks ago, we had anybody, even a ton of Rockets fans saying, like, this is the worst Rockets team, this is the worst NBA team in history. We had people saying they were going to win 5 games. We had people saying they were going to win 6 games, and it was just getting out of hand. So this 7-game winning streak, it was very reassuring. And the worst part about those 15 straight losses is they were just like always by double digits. They felt like they were always blowouts. And tonight, it was a great, as good of a loss as you can get from losing by 9. But the fourth quarter, like I said, I mean, they just couldn't buy a bucket. Fouls weren't really going their way either, but there was like a lid. There was a lid on the rim. Nothing was falling. Christian Wood really was the only player who was getting anything to go there, and he was dealing with foul trouble of his own. The Rockets, they don't have a guy who can guard Giannis. I mean, not many teams have a guy who can guard Giannis. I can think of like the Miami Heat are probably the only team who can just shut him down. But Christian Wood, he did his best. Alfred Sengun at times looked like an absolute unit out there. What he finished with? 15 points. I gotta fix this. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field. The 2 missed free throws in the fourth quarter really hurt. Missed free throws continue to be a huge struggle for the Houston Rockets. They shot 11 of 20 from the free throw line tonight for a 55% clip. That's really what lost them this game. Obviously there was some sloppy turnovers there in the end, but you just can't. There's no excuses. I mean, even Eric Gordon went like 0-2 early on in the game. Let's take a look at. Eric Gordon 1 of 3. Garrison Matthews 3 of 5. He had 2 just crucial free throws that he missed. Armani Brooks missed 1. So it's not like it's specifically any players. Christian Wood didn't take any. He's shooting horribly from the free throw line this season. But Alfred Sengun really at no point this year has shown consistency with free throw shooting. I think that's probably his biggest weakness at this point in his early rookie career. But I think tonight he definitely demonstrated that the Rockets have something special here. I mean, OKC definitely messed that one up. They should have drafted him. But I'm not ready to hand the keys over to Alfred Şengün, but he's improving. I mean, he's easily improving. For the Rockets tonight, you had a career high, Garrison Matthews, 23 points, 6 of 11 from downtown, 7 of 13 from the field. He had a great game. Armani Brooks also had a very, very quiet 21 points, and then Christian Wood had 21 in 13. So Christian Wood, I feel like this was like the third straight game, and this is something that keeps happening where he just starts super, not slow, but he's just not that aggressive to start these basketball games on the offensive end. It's like almost similar to Anthony Davis, where it's like, I want to see you be more aggressive. And then I don't have many complaints. I guess it's not even really a complaint at all, because the last 3 games, I mean, every game where he starts off super slow, it's like maybe sees the stats and he's like, or he just knows, like, I need to be more aggressive. Like, the team really needs me. They really count on me, and I need to be more aggressive. He came out aggressive in the second half and put up 21 points. I mean, his plus minus was horrible. But a lot of the Rockets starters, I mean, yeah, none of them were in the positives. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, Pat Connaughton was draining threes early in the game. Chris Middleton was draining them early and throughout. Obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Did he finish with over 40? I believe he did. Let's take a look here. Yeah, 41 points. So it's just tough going up against the big three of Jrue Holiday, Giannis, and Chris Middleton. And then they have a bunch of guys like Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen, Bobby Portis Jr., who just chip in. They chip in the whole game, throughout the whole game. So the Rockets bench, they really, really came to play tonight. I mean, they're a huge reason that the Rockets were still in this game. Statistically, you don't really see too much. I mean, Josh Christopher did have 7 points in only 13 minutes, but at the same time, he did have 3 turnovers. But at the same time, he had 3 steals. So we're seeing a lot of positives from Josh Christopher, but anytime you have a young team with young players, I mean, they're going to be sloppy. It's just going to happen. That's just something that's going to happen. I mean, obviously you want to limit it, but Alfred Şengün and Josh Christopher putting up, what's that combined? 15 plus 7, 22 points off the bench for 2 players. They were huge reasons that we were able to keep this game competitive throughout the whole and just really keep our foot on the gas there till the fourth quarter. So a couple of issues I noticed. Jae'Sean Tate, he had a horrible game shooting. 2 of 7, 1 of 2 from downtown. 6 points. He did have 9 assists. Jae'Sean Tate did the best he could do. The issue was Giannis was going to guard him anytime. I mean, it's not like the Bucks are lacking. It's not like he needs to guard Christian Wood. When Jae'Sean Tate's out there, Giannis is probably going to guard him. And the issue with that is Jae'Sean Tate shoots below 30% from downtown. So if you have a below 30% shooter from downtown, it's like worse than Russell Westbrook. I mean, teams aren't even respecting Russell Westbrook from the shot. But that's not that's not Jae'Sean Tate's skill set. The issue is Giannis Antetokounmpo is a phenomenal shot blocker, defensive player of the year, and he just passed the Bucks all-time block leading list tonight. But if you have Jae'Sean Tate in the paint, that means you're going to have Giannis in the paint. But if you have Jae'Sean Tate out by the perimeter, that means, Giannis is a little bit further out, but he's still not really going to respect that 3 ball from Jae'Sean Tate, because, Jae'Sean's not really going to take it even. It's just same thing with the Lakers. It's like, Jae'Sean, you can shoot 6 threes and try and beat us that way if you want, but it's just not going to happen. So that's just what happens when you play the defensive player of the year and just an absolute menace. But that's really it for today. The Rockets, I believe they play tomorrow night, so get a preview video, get a post-game video out for you guys. But if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys later.